Got it on? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're starting our meeting an hour early this morning because we're going to canvass the votes. And then after that is done, we'll go into a regular meeting.
So we probably need a motion to
To
canvass.
go into, yeah, to do the.
Okay, and I'd entertain a motion, we canvass the votes.
So move.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0. What was the final turnout percentage-wise? 60, 70%? Or did you-
59%.
59%.
It wasn't quite as big as what we maybe thought
Well, I
it was
guess
going
if
to
you
be.
add these, but it's still not, yeah, 59%, 58.68.
I thought with all the early voters that
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
might turn out a little bit more.
We had over 1,800.
Early
That was
voters.
Well, early and mail, so
Yeah.
that was bigger than any precinct. Right. And we have two. This one's the total, just the total, and then this one is a total one that has what was done at the poll and what was done on advanced. It's about the same thing, but it just shows different. And then I have them split by precincts here too.
So the 6,897 is the total amount of votes.
Total amount, yeah, that includes the provisionals.
Okay.
Ones, the mail-out ones that were not returned to us, that hopefully they're not floating somewhere, but, yeah, that's the total. Plus the 208 provisionals we have. And then the second page is the provisionals that
I thought Jimmy Heffernan didn't want Benton Township.
He don't, but they've changed the rule now. You can't. It has to be. He has to go through the general election before he can refuse it.
Oh, okay. So then,
And he's already given me.
so
the
then
letter.
we appoint that position then, or?
yeah, well, you'll probably have more because I don't even know who got it in Benton as to.
Dwayne Coder.
Dwayne Coder
Okay.
won, but then that's his.
But Grasshopper, we had Kevin Keel that ran against Bill Spear, and Kevin won, but he's already got a position as Grasshopper Township clerk, so he cannot hold two positions. So he'll either have to
He'll have to decline it and then
decline one of them and then
reappoint Bill Spear or.
yeah, whoever, yeah.
Do we take? I mean, do we take more suggestions or possible nominations for that position, or?
You can.
Well, I just want to make sure.
Sometimes you're lucky enough to get
one. Yes.
Surprised we got that many write-ins on practically everybody.
Yeah, a lot of writing.
I've never seen that like that before.
What are these?
These are just by precincts.
Oh, I don't need to see that.
If you want to see how people, this one's election and advance, like this one was.
Okay. So that's,
Yeah.
You want-
See it.
it's basically the same thing, and it's
And I gave everybody a copy of the this is the spreadsheet of how the total voters that what ran through the machine and then the provisionals to balance back out to total voters. I do that just so that I know, that they're correct.
I know I've asked this before, but when we talk about the Walnut Enclave, I had people asking me Tuesday night what that was.
It's a part of Walnut Township that lies within the boundaries of the city of Atchison.
Okay,
And we call it, because of elections, we call it Walnut Enclave because it's supposed to be a separate precinct.
okay.
Basically the same as that.
And we did have two.
What's the difference between the two?
One's just the total, which includes the advance in
just
it,
a
and then
little
this one's split
Formatted a
from
little
the
bit different,
full
but it's
to
basically the
the
same thing.
advanced. And then when I run the provisionals, you'll have three different sections. You'll have election, advanced, and then provisional. And then you'll have a total.
Okay. Good morning, Ray. So quiet sneaking in on us.
No, you're so sneaky.
Well, is Pat coming? I didn't get no message hearing otherwise.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He should be here.
I was surprised at the number of write-ins for president even. I mean,
That's
And I
pretty
do have a
cool.
listing of,
you've got.
I don't recall like
Yeah.
4 years ago that we had that many write-ins.
I remember seeing quite a few. I remember.
some of them are ones that have filed affidavits with the Secretary of State's office, so I
Okay.
don't have to
What, report them? Or?
report them.
Papers, Paul. Ain't got the
Mhm.
papers today.
I'm just looking here. What else do we need?
Start on that, but we got that for Pat.
We'll
huh?
start on provisionals. I mean, here's the write-ins too, do you wanna wait for, see if Pat will come on the write-ins, or do you want to have?
Why don't we? If we can be working on something else, why don't we go ahead and?
Because I gave you each a list of the provisionals that,
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
on one of them I did forget to say yes, registered voter has different name than in poll book, and I forgot to count, and I forgot to say yes on that one, so. They were registered, so that one, they qualify. As long as you're registered and you move within the county, you go to the polls and do a provisional, it counts.
And I think I know the answer to this question, but a provisional cannot be a write-in, correct? Or a write-in vote cannot be a provisional. Is that correct?
It's just like you doing it at the polls, if there's a write-in, then.
But provisional is typically there's an error or there's something that has to be statutorily gone through.
A provisional is somebody either that is registered prior and then moves, changes their name by marriage or legal from the courts. they don't present an ID, which I think we have a couple. We had a couple that didn't have citizenship. They were suspended. So those are a couple in here. A lot of them were registered voters. This pack here was all registered voters that moved within the county. These were people that were not registered at all,
Oh.
or were canceled on the voter registration because of, some reason that they either moved out of the county and then moved back.
Now, is that something that the poll workers missed, or was those early voters, or?
No, we had some early voters, but these were some of these were out at the polls where people went. They were not registered. They went to the polls to vote. So that's why you do a provisional, so that it can come back to us, so we can verify whether they were registered. Some of them moved from another county that we can't count those because it's like going.
Doesn't your poll workers have that information in front of them?
They have their precinct cards only, and that's why they do a provisional.
I
So
see.
if they've been removed from their list, they
Yeah,
can't.
they'll just say, name not in
I
poll
see.
book.
I see, okay.
Then it's up to us to decide whether or
I
not.
mean, this
or-
one was a registration after probation, so this person was a felony that met his probationary, but they were not on the books,
Mm.
so that constitutes a new registration.
I
That's
thought,
what
I
those
thought
are.
when you're a felony, you can't vote, and you can't bear arms. That's not true?
Kansas, as long as you meet your, what the court puts out on your probation, then you're qualified to vote again.
I don't know why, but I just always thought when you had a felon record,
I did too.
you cannot vote, and you cannot you can't have a firearm.
That goes from state to state because I know, was it Virginia or one of the states, the governor changed it so they could vote. Was changing. I think he was in the Clinton administration. McCullough, he's the governor of is it Virginia or Tennessee? Maybe it's
You got me.
Tennessee. So I think it was like 90,000 former felons were able to vote after he done his executive orders for the state.
And I know Kansas, it's a designated amount of years.
Whatever the court designates them as what they have to meet their probation. Plus they're signing a voter registration card saying that, they've met everything and that they're eligible to vote.
Okay.
As I said, we had one voter that failed to show ID, so his goes in here. The citizenships. This one was, they claimed to register at the DMV or the driver's license, but we have no form of no form of voter registration. And we couldn't find anything, so this one is a no count either. This one was, we sent them an advance ballot through the mail, and they never received it, so they came in and voted, so that's why, and we never received our advance ballot back. So this one will count because, we have to do that so that there's not two of them going in. So this one will count. We never did receive their advance ballot.
What would you do in a case like that? It probably never happened, where they got advance and then they went to the poll and voted and showed they voted twice and they voted opposite ways.
On the voter registration book that goes out,
Would-
it shows advance on it,
So they voted
so
loud.
they didn't have to do a provisional on them.
I see.
This one was a voter got an advance ballot and was mailed back to us but died after she cast her ballot, but we still can't count it.
Okay, because they have to be alive at the day of the election?
Well, I can't figure that out because if somebody walks in and casts a ballot, it goes in the machine, and if they die the next day, it's still counting, so.
Looks like that would count.
It must
If
be
she was
that,
alive when he or she voted, that should count. That should, if they passed after they cast their ballot,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
It must be have to be alive the day of the
Election.
and I had never heard of that before. Because I've heard of people saying, well, like Dad said, well, maybe I ought to get an advance vote to make. I might be coming tomorrow, going tomorrow, so it wouldn't count. Still wouldn't count.
That's just how the law is. It says, whenever it shall be made to appear by sufficient proof that an advance voter has died, the envelope containing the advance voting ballot as such shall not be opened. So,
My father-in-law would fall under that because he advance voted and then he passed. Some denied. Last words we could make out of him that we understood was Trump.
and this one was that they came back in after 7 p.m. on election the next day, or the day after. These were just undeliverable. We'll probably send them confirmations to get them off our permanent bans. And we have one here, and they told me the canvassers probably need to decide this. Voter registered online and got his school address mixed up with his residency address.
Mm.
It's one above the other.
So he went to the wrong precinct, probably.
No, he went to the right precinct, but we had him registered at his school address instead of at his.
Oh. Okay.
So what
What would?
was your decision on that? No decision.
Well, he did fill out a new registration card with it flipped, with the school address as his mail too, and his other one as his residence. I just think it was just an error on his part that he got it.
I'm gonna say there was no fraud there. I mean, it's
No,
not
he
like he
just-
put a fraudulent
Because he
address.
went to his polling place and voted his address, or he wasn't on there, so.
I would count it if I could.
They just said to send it to the Board of Canvassers. Because there's really nothing in the, it's just a decision of the board. I
I
would
would say.
I would count
possibly
it.
count it.
Are you hearing what she's saying, Jeff?
Yeah, I was trying to find that that 25-1136, the advanced permanent back. Came back to see, so you guys were asking questions about it. And we verified that that voter did not vote twice, and we verified that. Voter switches home address when his college address. When doing it online, he didn't vote
No, he didn't.
from 2 addresses.
Mm-mm.
There's no statute on.
No, I talked to the Secretary of State's office on it because I
Sure.
had the question, and they said probably it should need to go to the canvassers to decide on the I think he just got it mixed up when he
Sure.
was doing his registration. He did fill out a new one, or they filled out a new one and they flipped it, so it's the same address, it's just flipped. It's
Judges.
And these are more or less election board errors. They forgot to have them fill out a voter registration card.
So these were new voters that weren't registered.
They were ones that we could figure out that were registered. But the election board didn't have them fill out a new voter registration card. They voted in their correct precincts
Why were they needing to fill out the new?
because they changed address.
Oh, okay.
Well, this one didn't. Let's see, this one was voted at wrong polling place. Lancaster should have been here, and so, I mean, this one will be, probably count everything because of, it's the same precinct. I mean, it's the same ballot, so there's nothing, and I think this one too. Voted in wrong polling place, should have went to Lancaster and should have been to the Huron. So those, but, This was just a clerical error. This one was already in the book. I don't know why the election board didn't find it, but, so they did a provisional on this one.
Well, I don't know the laws, but it looks like to me if the election board made a mistake, we should not deny that person their vote because they had all good intent.
And we're gonna send them out voter registration cards.
Well, if they were duly registered, but, you know, I don't see an intent on fraud if they've,
So in your back on your provisional with the advanced permanent came back as deceased, did the judges object to or void that ballot?
judges,
We didn't void it, it was,
Was it objected?
oh, sorry.
I'm just reading out the statutes. There's
are you talking about the judges of what?
the
Election board.
Would be,
the election board. If objection is made to an advanced voting ballot because of form, condition, or marking thereof, the ballot shall be marked void if the judges uphold the objection to the entire ballot, or otherwise shall be marked on the back thereof objected to, with a statement of the substance of the objection. So that means that your board objected it?
my board,
Yeah.
because it was through an advance mail.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't open it due to the fact that,
Let's get to that point.
because there was sufficient proof that an advance voter has died. So we didn't open it.
Okay. Wait, provisional objecting.
So, no, we didn't write on the back of the other envelope deceased or challenged.
Yeah, it just
We
says
put it in a provisional, which is a challenge.
the very last sentence just says such boards, has to be reviewed by the board of county canvassers, and such board shall finally determine the acceptance or rejection of each void, provisional, or objected to ballot. So
Is there a
basically, it
check
leaves it
on
on.
those
This is
people
the statute that
to
she.
check that everybody's alive on, or did they just happen to know this person and happen to know that? I mean,
We more or less,
Well, here's an issue
yeah, we go
with
through
it for them, it's
the
not deciding
obituaries.
it. You're supposed to.
I was going to ask that very same question.
Yeah.
How would you know?
yeah.
We do go through the obituaries. But, yeah.
Any legal opinion on that
See,
one?
I mean,
I
if-
think that's wrong. I think
Well,
if they were
This
lying,
one.
I
they-
do too. I
when
think
they
it
voted-
came in
So
before
no.
she died. I don't.
yes, I think
Okay.
that should be
Yeah.
allowed, but I don't know the laws.
I would too. Yeah, I can't go against what the statute says, but
Yeah.
I would think that would count.
So county councilor, you're
Came
Been-
deceased before the,
It came
Election.
back in before she died. Or they died.
She voted and then she died
Yeah,
before the election.
and, well,
She died before
I
the
can't get
election.
my
Actual
computer.
election.
there's the whole.
No, help yourself. That shit off. Sorry.
It basically goes through the
Jeff.
election board. I'm good, thank you. It doesn't really say other than
Who was your 16
Election
write-ins,
board.
Dan? Or you know,
Hmm?
who was your write-ins against you, Dan?
has to object to it or void.
I don't know.
it.
I haven't seen them yet.
And then it goes before the board of canvassers to determine.
The only one I have is the actual
Not
full
really,
one
not really black and
Well,
white.
for write-ins.
Well-
Oh, like against me or
Oh, yours? Those are all of them.
So advance ballot was cast and they received it before the voter died.
But if there's proof that an advance voting voter has died, the ballot shall not be opened. Such as
Well,
the
yeah, and
city.
that's where it gets.
If it's open, I don't know how it can be counted.
And it wasn't. I don't think it was open. I think
No.
they
She
put it in the
didn't
ballot.
open it.
The advanced ballot is in this.
In all cases, judge shall endorse in the back, provisional.
In
That's
other words, we
provisional.
did challenge it.
Yeah. My understanding is those are not to count.
As I told him, I said, it's kind of, because somebody could walk into the office on early vote and vote one day and the next day die. And
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
kind of like you're,
And they could vote at 7 a.m. and die at noon,
I
but,
know. and it's like-
on election day, but.
But other than that, you can't pull it out of the actual machine. It just doesn't seem fair that she got to vote it and then
Ye-
doesn't count.
Yeah, it's just odd. It's not very black and white in the statute.
Maybe she's resting more in peace, so because the person she voted for maybe got beat.
Could be.
It doesn't seem right, but the law's the law, so we gotta go by the law.
Well, it's just kind of. I'm just reading it. It's not really exactly black and white, exactly how to do it, but I mean, I guess that's just opinion on.
You just need to decide whether to count it or not.
Yeah, but we can't count it after you saying what you said by the law.
Well, you could read the statute and reach a different result. It's unlikely to
Make a difference.
make a difference, unlikely to be appealed.
Yeah, it's not
Sure.
gonna, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
but once you
sway
start,
any,
it's gonna be every year, and sometime it might make a difference.
Yeah, I know what she's saying. It's not very
Set
clear.
precedent.
It's not very clear. The statute.
you wanna look at them or? That's a good question.
Well, really, the only one that was questioned was where the voter voted and they passed away, and by laws, we can't allow it. Other than that, we'd go with your recommendations of your board, I would say. Is there anything you wanna look at, Commissioner Shealy?
Nothing I can think of. I'm just going through this list. Voter claims to register at DMV, but chief election officer has no registration.
Right.
Because I would assume that those go through the same system. I assume.
Yeah, they go through, and they're electronic, so sometimes if they don't push the button and it goes through, then,
I didn't even realize you could register at the DMV.
yeah, I think she has. I think anytime you get a renewal or anything, she'll ask you if you want to register.
To have voter friendly, not voter.
And the only other
What's
thing,
that
let's see,
one?
we had a couple people that voted in the wrong polling place, so the only thing, we will not count our
Can you
commission
vote? How can you vote?
races.
like if they moved, I think.
Okay, they just did, but they will go through, and then that one will be discounted, the one race.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because they probably should have voted at a precinct with east or west third.
I think the only one that
does
she
not
didn't have a
8
statute.
commission.
That's one you already did that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I'd go with your recommendations on all these.
We haven't yet. I think we just discussed it.
With write-ins, we haven't done anything yet, except
No, we're just on the provisionals.
we were kind of waiting.
Well, I appreciate that. I've been to Kansas City already,
Hmm.
and I can't get my computer running, which has my notes.
So what did we decide on that, Larry? Last one, voter switches home address
I don't
We
know.
okayed it.
to count. Yeah.
Because you said that,
He went to his polling place and filled out a new card.
yeah, I think I'd be okay.
And so we verified that there wasn't two.
Yeah.
Okay.
There wasn't.
That would be my only concern would be. So do we need a separate motion on that one since there's no statute, or can we group it in with
I'd say you could probably group it in with.
all the provisionals?
This list will go in with the minutes, so I will make a comment on it.
Okay. So just need a motion to approve the general election provisionals.
You make the motion?
Yeah, so moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
The only thing is the write-ins. I get print out. You want me to go over and print it out, or?
I can get it on here.
I actually wouldn't mind having a copy,
This
but
pre-
It was really nice.
Which one, the third one?
Yeah, I'm glad you did that, because
Do you want the all?
Yeah,
That's the one we need to work on.
yeah.
Is it the last one you sent, Pat?
Yeah.
are we gonna go line to line and approve, or
I'll go.
we'll
with
need
that.
some
Do
copies?
you just want the treasure one, or which one do you want?
Just the treasure.
probably the treasure one.
That's true. We do have write-ins for all offices too.
Yeah, but it wouldn't change the other elections, because they was small amounts.
Yeah, but I think we still have to. I think
Yeah.
we still have to count those
Yeah.
legally.
You don't have to for statewide offices.
Well, I guess she's got one list of that.
Okay. Um, so you don't have to for president or senate, but you do for the others.
Local. Okay.
Commission.
Any local.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that's non-state. So you said we don't even count state.
If they didn't file an affidavit, right?
Okay.
Which states legalized marijuana? There's 4 of them, wasn't there? Half of them. There was 8 states come up, and 4 of them.
I think so. I can't remember which ones.
California was one.
I think it was all West Coast, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas will be the, 48th state to do it.
I thought Missouri would jump on the board, but yeah, Kansas will be one of the last states, if they ever do.
That would terrify me, the people that are involved in the business, because it is illegal under federal law, so you could still get arrested for, in a conspiracy to violate the federal law, so.
They had a special, I don't know if it was 60 Minutes one time, of course we're plumb off the subject, but we're waiting on Pauline. But this woman was a business woman, and she got, I think she was a stockbroker, and she got out of that, and she moved to Colorado and started a dispensary, and she's gonna do it 2 or 3 years, make a lot of money, get out of it. I thought, wow. And I've never been there, but they say they're just everywhere out there in Colorado.
My question on that is that then give them the right to grow it too? I mean, those people that are out there,
Yeah.
somebody's supplying this, and do you have to be registered
Yeah.
to be a farmer or a
Under the
producer?
state law, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it showed she had the growing greenhouse, quite an operation.
This is a Pokemon character.
And I think what most people don't realize, it's legal in Colorado, but as soon as they go across the state lines, they're in violation.
Yeah, they fly somewhere and it's in their luggage or...
Yep.
And that's happened, I think, to a couple movie stars. I think California's been legal for a while, haven't they?
They just voted this time now, this election here.
I think they had medical before,
Oh, it was just medical. Okay.
and this is, I think, is
Recreational.
recreational.
Oh, you know, you get a prescription.
Yeah. One of the comedians had something about that. What he was suffering was not having marijuana really bums him out.
There was something pretty funny on that too. They said that they passed it, and they said, well, the there's a Frito-Lay is making more Fritos or the chips sell the munchies. I guess people get the munchies after they've had that. So they said there's going to be an uptick in their stock too. So
So when they said it helps the patient, they get high and they forget about their pain. I don't see how it could actually help the pain.
well, it's like any other
Pain medicine.
pain medicine, or if they use it correctly. I know glaucoma is one that they have problems with killing pain and stuff, and marijuana seems to be one of the things. Some of the cancer drugs, it isn't so much the feeling good, but they have no appetite, and when they start smoking marijuana, they can hold food down and their appetite comes back. So it's an appetite producer or calming. It's also some of these
Well, then-
kids that are hyper.
But then on the other hand,
Like some of them are just like it's almost like a.
I've seen some people that I
It's like,
knew was quite obvious they were into drugs and they was skinny as snakes. They
I
were
mean,
real
man,
skinny.
some of those are.
So
Well,
how does
that-
that promote eating?
Well, that's probably not marijuana.
Oh, that could be more harder stuff.
That'd be
You
hard.
know what I mean? Like some of them are
Yeah.
like shelly.
That'd be meth and
That could be.
yeah,
I don't
all of
really
that.
do
But
it. I'd be my gut would probably
It's awful.
err on the side of caution.
yeah, well, anybody that would take the
Sure.
ingredients that they
No.
make meth out of,
Well, that's not. mean, I
cleaning
know it-
fluid, and
Yeah.
all of this stuff,
I mean,
and
really,
ever
what
inject
else
any
can
of
you-
that into their body.
You can see that in a lot of the local mug shots.
I understood the.
Impact that this meth has had on people.
That one's just
Which one?
If they're a habitual user, you usually can look at
Another
their
one
teeth
about
and
that,
tell,
you just left
because it basically eats the calcium out of their bones, and their teeth go bad.
Yeah, they lose their teeth.
So, I mean, it's of course you can't use
Use
that
about
as
this one.
for sure, but a lot of times you do see the mug shots and you can
the
tell.
last
Very
half of the name,
impactful
or
on the community.
Attention of the voter. You guys have to decide it based on that.
Well, a lot of
It's
people
unfortunate
complain
the boards
about
do what they're
it,
supposed to do.
you know,
They're supposed to decide whether to count them or not. And you just have to approve that.
Oh, I read about it's crime or whatever. Well, yeah.
But you have to report on what's out there.
That's a big deal with public safety. I think. A lot of people steal to support their habit, You know, even if they're shoplifting at Walmart, most of it goes back to drugs, support
Mhm.
their habit and stuff. So,
Well, I've also heard that the states that pass that have a huge uptick in driving while impaired. They're not drunk, but they're smoked up. And
yeah.
I thought maybe it might phase itself out like everything else, but I don't believe it is. It's probably getting worse.
it seems like it becomes a fad for a certain type of drug, and then after so long, some of the old drugs kind of come back. Heroin kind of made a resurgence, and
Have a few of those, yeah. It's like a social level where nobody's immune to it, it touches us all.
Let's see if she's having trouble getting that open because I could ding.
okay.
Probably taking a while to make all them copies.
Well, there wasn't. If it was just
Here she
the
comes.
Well, yeah, I haven't find them.
She got a handful of papers.
First off, I'm on legal side, so there's a lot. So this is the argumental, or the ones that I think that Pat put.
Just one cop? Okay.
And then here's,
I took the liberty of all of the ones that were cast and taking out the things that I didn't think could arguably be counted, for example, other. I took that out. Jennifer Dryden, I took that out. And
Sure.
others that were like that. And so I think that spreadsheet just has 1,201 vote, or 1,201 votes
That's
that
just, that's all of them.
might possibly be counted.
This is everything.
What's your
in this.
opinion on current holder buildback?
Well, I think that's you. I think you, as the board, have to decide whether to count
Jeff,
it.
that's everything I
To be
think.
guided by what you see as the intent of the voter. And if you believe the intent of the voter was to cast a ballot for the current office holder or for Sheila Bilderback, then you should count it. And if you're not convinced of that, you should not count it.
You know, some of these you can give a little leeway on spelling, but some of them so far out there, like here's Sherry and SHFILA and
Yeah, I had no idea there were so many creative ways to spell Sheila or Bilderback.
but now like a Susan Bilderback, you couldn't count that because there may be a Susan or Shirley or Shiloh or
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to change the outcome, so that's
Bilderback, P-I-L-E-R.
I mean, that's like horribly messed.
I guess I just need to know what,
Yeah. I might suggest starting at the top of the spreadsheet,
Yeah.
and just discussing them one by one.
so I can mark them as the,
Yeah.
Correct.
But
you know, this is the one that, the $1,200, $1,200 one.
Where we-
1,201, I think.
start
This
this
one's,
page
I
here.
think
You want to use that?
The one with everything, or?
No, this one.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Just the amendment.
If you
Pull
go
the
through
bigger
it, then
screen.
I can mark as to which ones you think should be added.
Well, I would think you'd have to dismiss where the 42 because it just has Bilderback.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think you'd have to dismiss that one.
So Sheila Bilderback and Michelle, okay, but not that one, okay?
And you need to, is that the consensus of all three of you? Maybe you
Yes.
should
Okay.
Yes.
And then I
So-
had, the next one I had no was S Bilderback.
Correct.
15 votes, I would agree.
Wait a minute, which one?
S. Bilderback.
I mean, to me, if they don't have a clear intent of an attempt at a full name,
15.
Next one down to me would be 5 votes. It just says Bilderbacks.
Correct.
I agree.
Uh,
The next one I had, we're going too fast.
do we have to vote on every single one of these or just agree in this?
just make sure you're in agreement.
Okay.
Or I can write them down, you can make the motion if you want to. Would that be okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
The ones that you don't want to include, I can
Mm.
write them down, you could just make the motion,
To not include those.
not
Correct.
include
Okay.
those.
The next one I had was Shelley.
Correct. I would say
Three.
no.
Shelley,
3.
where at?
It's right, just a couple right here.
Oh, Shelley, okay, not that one.
And then the three at the bottom of the page,
Well, yes.
there's no attempt at the first name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll put that. Those
Well,
ones I've
I
checked.
don't, you didn't talk about those, the Blankenship and,
Yeah, we just the
Eric said the three at the bottom.
Builder
Oh,
Ill, Blankenship,
I was
and
thinking-
Builderback. Yeah,
okay.
There was three.
three single votes. No.
What's your opinion on current holder Bilderback?
No,
I put no on the top 4 on the next page.
exactly, that's.
Cheryl Bilderback, current holder Bilderback, L Bilderback, and Sandra Bilderback.
I would agree.
That's what I suggest.
The only one
I
that I
agree.
would question the current holder Bilderback, but that's, yeah.
Well, that's not really the first name. You know, an attempt needs to be.
Alexander.
What about Sheba?
Sheba build a crack.
I had no,
That's a tough one.
but that's one that I could go either way on.
The next one underneath it, I would go definitely no. Sheila B.
Yeah.
That's a no, but
Yeah, so that Sheba bit, I would probably be okay
Uh,
with counting that one. I don't.
Okay.
I think there was an attempt made on that one,
okay.
but no on the Sheila B.
What about the next one? Sheila Builder.
See, I think they're kind of making an attempt. I mean,
I
they've got.
I counted that one.
I counted
Yeah.
Okay. Not the Sheila B, right?
Correct.
Two I had question on were Sheets and Shelby.
I had no on both of those.
That's what I would concur with.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else?
Yes.
What's that? Shifla,
Shifla.
Bilderba.
What do you think?
How about Sheila?
I would say no offhand.
On which one?
Shifla.
Fourth
SHFIL.
one up at the bottom.
Oh, Shifla.
Yeah.
I'd say no.
Well, the next one above is Sharina, but they do have Bilderback spelled. correct?
Yeah. Correct.
They just have an R there instead of a...
Shoot.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we done on that
That's,
page.
it's kind of a hard name sometimes.
Yeah, and
So, Shifla is the only one that you didn't at the end?
yeah.
Shifla,
That's a no.
everything else is okay.
With the
On that
last page.
The last three on the next page.
Let's see.
Yeah, that'd be no.
What about?
What about the Sheila
Pilgrim.
Pill?
Yeah, Pilder.
I would say no on that.
Okay,
one.
so there'd be four on the back page that I would.
You might look at these officially, but...
Double check.
The ones I don't have one,
I think we had a no on Sheets, didn't we?
Yeah.
did I not? Oh, shit,
And Shelby, both.
sorry.
Or both.
I got you going down there, so.
That's right.
So it's like approximately 80 votes. Is that right?
Well, then you got the other page.
Yeah, I was talking about all three. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
80 of them?
On those three pages, it's unstapled, and you have the other stapled.
Well, it looked like it was about like 80 votes.
Does that 1,201 write-in votes include the stapled page, Pat?
Yeah,
Okay, so we gotta go through them too, then, don't we?
I'm sorry, what,
We have to go through these as well, don't we?
The
Well,
ones,
these are kind
No,
of
no, I
like,
took
there's a
them.
lot of them that are single on this, right?
Mm.
There's a lot of them that are single people that voted.
Well, you got like Democrat got 2 votes, and Miss Jennifer Drayton got 2 votes, and me got 2 votes, and
but
Connie Elliman
already-
got 2 votes. Others got 3 votes.
well,
The main one you were looking at was the one for the write-in on the county treasurer, which is Sheila Bilderback.
two.
There's the other races if you want to look at them.
Should we do a motion on each race? So
But you don't have to do them on the state flag.
no, this is. Did you say we had to do it on all of them, or do we? Are we okay with the rest of these?
Yeah, that's why it would be nice if the election board had.
Huh?
Well, the election board is supposed to give a recommendation, and that's what we're missing here, so. Yeah, you need to decide it on all
Well,
of
but
them.
truthfully, they're the review board, so the review board is, so I don't.
But there's nothing for them to review because the
Well,
election
not
board.
them, but the ones that did it are actually a review board.
But they're supposed to make a
Determination,
recommendation.
so they couldn't make a determination because
Just on this office, or the rest of the ones?
the
Yes.
rest of them are mainly, I couldn't, I looked when I was going through some of them. Truthfully, I don't think there was any that their names were even, a lot of them just got one vote. One person got one vote. I don't think I seen any that were,
Yeah. How do you end up on the
Traditionally, when you
write-in, but you have
make the
0 votes?
results, if it is somebody that's not a registered voter, do you still have to list them? Say Mickey Mouse gets a vote.
No, that's okay.
Does that just get
Curious.
discarded, or does that,
put it in.
you put it
I think that
in?
was the printout. Was the main.
I was
one.
thinking that it's made the paper, but I mean,
It was the
as far
whole-
as tallying official
Some of
votes,
it-
whether that,
The original.
you know, it's not somebody that could hold
total.
office in the county, I just thought maybe that it would just have to be deleted.
Which office is that one?
Clerk. Is your computer updating? Is that what's doing?
Yeah. It did when I turned it off. I don't know if it's just dying or if it's still updating. You're on county clerk.
Yeah. One, two, three, four.
I guess you did get some for county clerk, didn't you?
Do we have to change the number of votes then that Sheila got? It won't change the outcome of the election, but
Well, I think Pauline recalculates once we
Determine.
approve.
I figured there was
Count some
80 of them
votes.
that you took off of the list that Pat did.
Between what Pat did and what we did, I think we took off 19.
No, it was more than that.
It was more than
Like
that. It was about
80.
42.
No, what
42.
we took, just determined here was 19.
no,
No,
that one
like
was
80.
42.
Oh, okay, categories, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Number wise, I think
Categories,
it's about
yes.
80.
But see, I was thinking that this staple page was also part of that
This
1,201 votes.
staple page is all of the treasurer,
It's everything.
everything.
So Pat went through and took the obvious ones
Off already?
off already. And then this was in addition to,
Okay, I followed you. He done took those off, okay.
which, and looking through that, I can't see that there's
What's the
anything that would even be,
what's the suggestion when a candidate is written in
Connie Ellen used it in.
twice? What's the suggestion on that? Does that count towards the
I
vote
don't
total of
understand-
the?
See, that's why
If
I thought
they-
we'd have to go
if
through
they-
here and take
if
some of
they
these off as
wrote her
well.
in, her name was right above it.
Yeah, no, I'm asking what the opinion is on that. Just kind of curious. When a candidate is written in.
even though they're already there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's several, I mean, because Sheila was written in for other offices even, I think, was a
Yeah,
write-in for a
The
clerk
only thing I
and,
could do is look back through the. If they didn't mark her in on the top one, I guess it would probably count.
I don't know.
I'm just curious.
I don't understand why you would even write her in. 'Cause her name was right
I don't think
there.
that's uncommon. I think we've seen that before.
I know, but, why would you write somebody's name in if it's right above it?
Well, the trouble is when you start having people write in Mickey Mouse and stuff like that, you don't know if it's an actual mistake or they're just trying to be funny.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And I heard
true.
one, me got 2 votes, but
yeah. I think that's kind of a cut at the election procedures. I mean,
yeah.
or the right people are to take it serious.
you can just about tell who voted for themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, you can, especially if their name's on, all the way down on all the write-ins. I think they just like to see their name.
Be funny to call them up. Well, congratulations, you won. Won what? You won your election.
Yeah. The one you wrote yourself in for.
Yeah. Should take it more serious. So where are we at? Looks like Pauline's got an awful lot of work yet to do.
Just one more thing. I guess on county clerk's write-ins, do you want to go ahead and, they even wrote Sheila in under that, which it'll have to stay under that, but do you wanna combine these so that it's all under one name? Cause there's a Sheila Bilderback and then there's SHELIA, which they flip-flop the Bilderback, and there's 24 on that one. And then there's an SHEOILA. They put an O in there instead of an A.
It would have probably counted on the other list, so.
And then
That
there
was-
was a S, they forgot the H, but it's SEILA, Bilderback. A lot of these are only one.
I would put them together
That's
just
on,
to
that's on
streamline.
the,
County
what's-
clerk,
clerk.
on the county clerk one,
well, if you look back on the treasurer, probably the same ones that did it here did it there.
probably.
Yeah.
Or they didn't know where
She was going
she
first.
was
Yeah.
running. I'll add those, together.
Okay.
I
I'm fine
did-
with that.
I am too. You okay
I
with
didn't,
that?
What was she
So
doing?
in the list under clerk, when Sheila was written in under clerk, there's 4 or 5 different spellings. We'll put them together just so it looks, she got 5, 6 votes.
one place she got 24 in the county clerk.
Wow.
Somebody must not remember which office she was in.
But it wouldn't be like, well, there's one that's just listed the last name. So
No,
you can,
I
yeah,
was just gonna
okay.
do the
The misspellings.
the
But
misspelling ones.
Intent was,
Or close to it, I think yours.
Sure. As long as it's consistent.
yeah.
If it's on here, then I will. I mean, she even got some under register deeds. Not many. They didn't put her under county attorney though. Or sheriff. So those are the only other 2 offices that they Must have forgot which office she was actually supposed to be in. Okay. Do you just wanna make a motion not to accept? Or how do you, just have them make a motion not to accept these one names, Pat?
Oh, you're supposed to have the result total, so on all of them that you have to count write-ins for, you have to consider those. You could just approve them as they're written there, but some of them that just say, for example, me or myself or something,
So if I had them listed separate, that the commission,
they'd have to do it for all of the contests. And
all of them?
yeah, because we don't have suggestion from the first canvas, right?
Well,
So,
we have the suggestion.
well, then you can, but that has all of them listed, even the ones that say myself. You can approve that if you you can approve that, or you can change it on each of those.
I don't know.
So you're saying that we can't just approve this list here without going through all of them, or?
Now, for example, there, Mickey Mouse is on several of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose you could approve that, or you could go through and take them out. But one way or the other, you have to decide it. So you can approve it as presented, or you can go through and take out the ones that you believe shouldn't be counted.
So if I'd ask for entertain a motion to approve it presented, we wouldn't be in violation of nothing.
You wouldn't be in violation.
I entertain a motion and we approve them as presented.
Some of,
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Won't that simplify your work and still be correct, Pauline? Or what's your recommendation? You're the,
That's fine. We've always added Mickey Mouse and all them to the abstract.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier than have to go back through and
yes.
pull them out.
so then you'll have to will you post like the new results after you go through all these? Okay.
And I also will, I will list the ones that you did not count within the treasurer's race. Or these, I'll just list them in the minutes as to,
In line, yeah.
Can a candidate disagree with our
Yes.
decision, and then where do we go from there?
Well, they have an appeal right. They have to state the grounds for it, but they have actually an appeal right to district court. Given that I don't think the votes would change. I
The
wouldn't
election,
change the result of the election. I think that's unlikely, but any candidate could. I suppose any person that received one
but they have to
one
pay
write-in
for it.
could.
Well, there was like, what, 400 or 500 vote difference, and we discounted 80, so that's not going to change the election.
No, because Connie got 4,000 and some people, 4,000 and some votes. If you
Oh,
look, and Sheila only, you can see the difference. There's no way that,
I thought it was
no.
1,400 versus 900, 4,000.
I don't know where the total,
I never seen Connie's total vote.
there's a total sheet floating somewhere. Yeah.
Good.
Right here.
Oh, yeah, I seen that, yeah.
She would have had it at like 5,000 right now to even come up to.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
To marriage. Ask.
So do you have everything you need, Paul? I'll wait for Eric to come back and I'll entertain a motion to go into open session,
Yeah, regular session.
regular session.
Or
We'll wait.
close, yeah, a motion to,
Close the canvassing of the vote and go into open.
correct.
I see, got an email from Jamie where we're hiring a deputy. Do we have one quit, or are we adding one, or do you know?
Yeah, I think there's one left. I don't know how
One
much
left.
I really want to say. I mean, it's personal matter, but not.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, I think there's one that
I was
took a
unaware
job
that-
somewhere else, I
was
believe.
unaware that one left.
Yeah, I just saw that
And I
too.
didn't know if he was adding a position or. I'd entertain a motion that we go out at 10:08 of canvassing the votes and go right into our open session in the county commissioner room.
So move.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0. We're now into open session. You had a chance to look over the minutes.
That's what I was just looking over again. Okay.
Yeah, I had no additions or corrections.
That's good. I don't have any additions or corrections.
I'd entertain a motion to approve them as presented.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0 to approve the minutes. Commissioner, have any committee reports? You had one Thursday.
Yeah, Project Concern.
Thank you, Mary.
Thanks.
I mean, it just started their fiscal year October 1st, so there has been a whole lot. It appears that KDOT with transportation, there's been changed on any funding, so I think it's looking fairly decent to start out the fiscal year. So I guess we'll find out more if there's any changes at KDOT. There wasn't any report. The Northeast Kansas Area Agency on Aging. She's not been to a meeting for several months, and we're not sure what's. Yeah.
Was there any opinion on the parking lot deal? Did you talk about that? Use of the parking lot and taking out a pole or something
Which one?
at Effingham from the
Oh.
restaurant?
Yeah, I think they've spoke with the owners. The board sent like a letter to the owners, just asking them to respect the property. I think some of that's going through the city of Effingham right now, their council, because
Yeah, I figured that'd be.
that's city of Effingham council. So I think they're seeking guidance from them on
Okay.
that.
Do you have anything, Commissioner? No?
No, I do have a kneecap board meeting Thursday night coming up. I hope I'm back in time because I don't know what time KAC gets done Thursday. Probably should be home in time.
I think it's done by noon, I think, usually, or somewhere right around there, I think.
Everybody got their rides organized, so we're not taking are you riding with
Are you
anybody?
going, Bill?
No, I didn't send in because I didn't know what the deal was with my father-in-law, and I figured it was too late to go now, so.
I'm driving myself and I'm not charging the county.
County.
Uh,
That's the reason why I didn't know, I knew the time was coming, so I didn't.
On a related topic, Pat had sent me this, and I see we got now. There's new commissioners orientation, January 12th and 13th in Topeka, and I would like to attend that. I think and I wouldn't be staying down there. I'd drive home both nights, so I wouldn't have any lodging expense or anything like that. But I guess that's okay with the other board members.
Fine with me.
Yeah, it's fine. Man.
I think Jeff went to
Yeah, what's
his
it?
first year.
Yeah, it's about
I
6 years
would-
ago.
It would have been really helpful off the start, to have something, because, being appointed in the center, in the middle of a term like that, you coming in fairly blind, and I think it would, and I still
you
think
went-
I can get a lot.
Yeah, about
Since
6
it-
years ago when I first came on, it was in January or February of that
I
year.
thought I went when I first got on.
You know,
Do we keep records of what the commissioners attend and anything like that?
it doesn't have to be just new commissioners. I know when I was there were some commissioners that had been there a while, and they recommended it to it's open to anybody. It's new commissioners orientation, but I think it's open to anybody that wants to register.
They must just, every 2 years probably have this, and for,
Did you get one, Bill, in the mail?
I think so.
I don't recall getting one.
Take that one.
I only sent that email to you because
Mhm.
You asked.
that's who I had talked to about it, so.
We'd been discussing it, yes.
It's pretty good.
And thank you.
There'll be some county administrators at that too, and new and prior commissioners. So it's kind of, I think it's open to anybody. I don't think you have to just be a new commissioner to take it.
And it says on the back page, 2-day workshop is a unique opportunity for both newly elected and veteran commissioners to learn from experienced educators.
So where is the application to send it in? Do we have to do it on our own, or the county does it, or?
Pat could send you the link if you wanted to do it on a computer. I was going to register, then I thought, I got most of it done, and I thought I better really have it approved through the other commissioners before I actually sign up. But I think I've got the
I think
link.
you can do it online. I think they like for you to do stuff online.
Yeah, I probably should go as well. And I'll be like you, I'll probably drive back and forth. The only thing is weather. January the 12th.
That could be a.
And I hate to commit and have the county pay and then the weather and don't go.
I don't know when the
Unless
last
the
day.
weather changes when you're down there, then you might have to find a place to.
I can find a
That
place.
shouldn't be, that should be.
And usually the main highways are pretty good,
Yeah.
6 hours after the snow stops, so I don't think you'll get stuck there.
All right, you want to email me the information, or one of you, so I can,
Well,
I can if my computer ever updates.
so I
It's
can get
still
registered.
updating.
I'm sure we got plenty of time yet.
I've got a question about that. If
I'll keep this, I doubt.
should we always put it on our county charge card, or
What?
just when you sign this up for this, they're asking.
Usually I have them bill it to us. You can bill it or you can put it on your charge.
Well, there was
Just have them
no.
bill it.
When I was going through there, I didn't see an opportunity for online to do that. So, would it be better to have maybe Jamie do, or somebody to do the reservations together here and get it?
I would go for
I
that.
mean,
Have Jamie do that, or have somebody do it, then we'll make
Pauline
sure.
or Jamie. Okay.
Okay.
That might be better. That way, if it's
We know
there's
it's
two of
not.
us and it
Bill
gets.
and Eric?
Yeah, I didn't
Thank
hear
you.
Jeff,
And it's
Jeff said he
me.
attended already.
Okay.
Well, I think it's a lot of this is continuing education, and a lot of the stuff, what's here, anybody could get a lot of.
Does it give you the date? I mean, is it a Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday,
Thursday,
Wednesday,
Friday,
Thursday,
isn't it?
Thursday, Friday,
Okay.
12 and 13.
Okay. January 12th and 13th. Yeah, I'll just,
Well,
I
the
didn't
second,
realize.
second day's only half a day, so.
Yeah, it's not full days.
Yeah.
The KAC headquarters in Topeka, do you know where that's at? Right there on, I think it's 8th Street. That's the same building. They're on the next floor up from my sister Rita, where she works.
Oh,
So when I said something about the KAC, she goes, "Well, I know all those people. They work on the next floor."
Capitol Plaza, that's that big one where they had the farm show right beside,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's Capitol
Yeah,
Plaza
so-
in Topeka.
Here she comes now, we can give her that job today.
Well, I think Pauline said she
Oh,
was going to
Pauline's gonna do it, okay.
take unless she wants to pass it off. Good morning. How are you?
Well, wait for him to get back, I guess, new business before the board, and then after that, we'll go into Seth. Before I forget it, Charlie Purdue, I talked to him Tuesday night, and he said when you do that road, that you can go up in his quarry and you can get all the rock you want, but you'd have to have some way of loading it. It's like a strip mine to fill those ditches down that Woodson Road, that hill,
Oh, okay.
to fill that, because I don't know where you're gonna get the dirt or what, how
We
you're
have
planning.
a bunch of big 2-3 inch boulders there at the roadside park. They're off Thomas Road.
I see. He just offered it, so I said I would relay the message.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. I prefer to just go right there. It saves a lot of time and money.
Well, you'd have to haul the loader down there, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
right
down
there.
anyways.
it's right there. If you're interested, you
Do
may
you have
touch.
his number?
I don't believe I do.
I don't even know where that quarry's at. I didn't know there was one up there.
Yeah.
I had some neighbors thanking me for getting Cheyenne done. I said, I didn't do anything, but particularly, but They-
Last week and-
I don't have Charlie's in my.
Okay.
but Cheyenne was very broke up, so it was getting to the point where upon being dangerous. So glad we got that done.
No, I don't have Charlie either. Oh, Jeff did that.
P-E-R-P-U-R.
P-R-E-U-D-U-E.
P-E-R-D-U-E.
P-E-R.
Charlie. He doesn't have a house phone. I think he just has
Cell
a
only.
cell phone only. That must be Jeff's phone. Trucks getting close, or you know?
They're here, aren't they?
Oh, they're here.
We got one of these today. Well, those are done.
You like them?
Oh,
Are they heavier than the last truck we got?
well, they're about this. I mean, more or less the same. That's how they're building these days. And the reason they build them that way is so they don't get overloaded. And that's what's tearing the roads up. So they're built the way they are for that reason alone. So,
Yeah, did we get snow plows for both of them?
and spreaders, yeah.
And they're probably not in yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's all there.
Ready to go.
You had to go to Salina and pick them up, or where?
Yeah, they brought them down.
They brought them to us. Yeah, it's a good deal.
And they're gonna come up, say like 28 a day, and do all the training on all the systems. 'cause
Okay,
all
did
our
you ever
training-
get a list for the Purple Wave sale? There's one of those trucks going on Purple Wave. Your dump truck.
Well, I have two going per way.
I thought you was gonna keep one of them.
I mean, if you guys let us, we will. But,
I thought that's what you asked us to do, keep one.
Well,
well, we'll keep them one of Sterling because we can't get rid of two of them.
you're keeping one Sterling and
Getting
the
rid of one. We're getting rid of our truck number 80, which is an old white truck, and then we're getting rid of one of Sterling.
Both on Purple Wave?
Yeah, we will. I haven't had them listed yet, but I want to get them listed within the next week or two, just due to the fact they both got plows and spreaders on them, so it'll be a hot market item.
We hope.
We hope, yeah. I mean, they're both running trucks, I don't see why they shouldn't go for a good price.
Where'd Jeff go? The restroom? He didn't really say.
Mm-mm.
He didn't take his phone.
Hmm?
He didn't take his phone.
Didn't take his thumb. He just got up and left. I don't know.
anytime.
It's on the list.
Yeah, thank you. We have some extra, couple employees time, Tammy for election.
Yeah, I have it in there.
These over there. I want to talk to about today. There are two different quotes, I guess. One for Husker Steel, one for Metal Cords. The Husker Steel one kind of shows plans on what everything's about.
Which this on? Which,
There's going to be two culvert jobs. One's on the 230th Road, just east of my old place. And then Rick Washington is just getting the material ready for that job. And then the other one is for that Mule Road, the washout from FEMA. We finally decided to go with this bigger tube on that one. One kind of shows a plan of putting wing walls and everything else. The other one's just a quote for the tube and a head wall. And then I had Husker go and subtract the wing wall system, get us the apples to apples on the prices.
What's the length of these? 'Cause I see you got 3'7". Is that 3'7", and then another
It'll
one
be,
8'2".
it'll be 80 foot and 92 foot.
Oh, okay.
Two separate tubes with a band,
80 and 90 foot?
80 foot and then 92 foot.
Well, what's this 3.7 and 8.2 and 1.3 represent?
Let's see.
I was thinking,
Yeah,
why
those
don't you?
are like, that's part of the head wall
Oh,
for the tube. And they'll be bracing. So the actual tube dimension is right there with the line going. This is the actual tube dimension. And then it shows a 6-degree elbow that goes with it. This is the complete head wall system with bracing.
there's no cost share on this.
No, this is all on it.
96 inches.
Is there any new business before the board?
that's
That's the width.
96 foot long.
Inches,
96
that's the width
inch.
of it.
Right on.
By 44 foot, okay, yeah.
Hearing no new business. Seth Howard, do you want to come forward? Some pictures.
What's this?
You want this? I'm gonna go to this. If not, I'm gonna keep it.
No, keep this. Keep
Okay.
it. Keep it.
You don't. You didn't want to go.
No, I've gone to that.
Okay.
Alright, so what I have presented here is two culverts. One is for 230th Road, where the box culvert's failing, and we have decided to go with two culverts that will extend the length of that box, or extend the road width, I guess, more or less, to get the slope of each of those where they won't wash out right on the edge of the road. The one's 230th, one is Jewel Road. They're south of K9 or 274, where we've had some FEMA claim. Same thing, it'll extend out where we can get the back slope, or the slopes of the roads down to where they're not so dangerous. One set of plans is from Husker Steel. He kind of had the whole design set with his cost on the front page. You'll see my markings with subtracting the 2,600. Yeah, 2,655 from each plan, and that eliminates the wing wall system that he had included in his. That's something we have all the material for out in our stockyards, so we can do all that in-house. The remaining cost would just be for the culverts, the elbows, and the head wall.
We're gonna install these in-house.
Yeah. We'll probably have to have them contracted. The size of these jobs is too much for one excavator. We'll have to have two separate excavators, and maybe we can do it in-house, but in more or less, we have to get one machine. It's something more or less we'll have to contract out. We'll just provide the material. And 230th Road, I mean, it's hanging in there. I mean, there is kind of a dangerous little drop off there. We have cones around.
Yeah, same as this. Oh, same as
You had these two in your budget?
They were not. The ones that FEMA claimed that
I
has
see.
to be completed. The other one is another deal where, I mean, the road failed because of
Have
it.
we collected some FEMA on either one? Okay, we have that money.
And it's not, they claimed the roadside shoulder, they didn't claim the actual culvert. But in order to fix it right, we're gonna put the culvert in and then fix the roadside with the money they gave us, so. Their money won't cover the complete cost of it, but it's something to help out on the cost.
While you're at it, upgrading.
Mhm.
So we'll
these
tear
two
the
are
box.
Those
this.
are the two quotes.
Well,
No, that's, Husker
separate.
Steel's quotes are on those papers,
Yeah.
and then the culverts is on that
About
one.
230 is pretty traveled
So it's-
road.
And you're thinking
Lot of
this.
traffic on it, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're
I-
Yeah, that's
suggesting
east of Cummings.
the-
No
Yeah.
culverts
Yeah.
cost for the,
Okay.
correct.
I
That's
haven't
what
seen that one.
he's saying. That's his suggestion to go with the metal culverts bid.
Will we tear the box culvert out in-house?
It's gonna have to be, that's another thing we'll have to contract, just all about concrete. We don't have the machines to do concrete box culverts or to tear them out.
I was trying to think which one is east of Cummings. That first one?
230th in that.
You know where I used to live?
Did you move?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Where'd you?
I'm back with my parents right now.
Oh.
So, until I get my place built. Let's see, it'd be, you know where Donestell lives? Okay.
It's east of Cummings,
It's
correct?
east of Cummings, yes. It's at one of the bottom of the hill. If you drive down that road, you'll see the cave off coming off the road. You know, if you stop. and
Marlin,
look at that
Marlin
strip.
Farms on the south side, Marlin Farms on the south side of it?
East.
Yeah, he owns there.
Yeah.
He'd be owning the land and then go to the bottom of that hill.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
So the total of this
I think
quote then
your
is
phone's been
19,598.
Somebody says,
Yes.
buzzing,
Fifty.
oh, it's time.
And that is metal.
I'll make a motion that we go with
You got it behind that.
behind this one. Metal culverts proposal in the amount of 19,598.50.
So moved.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0. Do we need to add that we had one other bid and that was,
For Husker Steel.
no, it was a different, wasn't it?
That's Husker Steel's.
Oh, it's all,
I did
so
say
that's the
you
only
had
bid
two
we
quotes.
got
I
was
didn't-
from Husker Steel?
Husker
No,
Steel,
we
they
went
got
with-
metal culverts.
Oh, okay.
We went with metal culverts and
I
Husker
see.
Steel was the
I
same.
just don't have the price on.
Husker Steel was 35 or something.
Well, now, they had two different plans, is that correct?
There's two different sites, so site one would be the
Oh,
230th one, and site two would be the Jewel Road
Now, this
So
19
metal culverts was 19,000 for both of them?
for two guys. Yes.
Well, man, that's a lot cheaper.
And Husker Steel was 30,
36 on one.
and 35. Wow.
Yeah, but that would be like a bridge, wouldn't it?
They had the
More
plan-
like they did on Owl Creek. That's just and there's that much difference?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know he had plans and everything that went along with his, but we really didn't need much for plans.
And I find it hard to believe that you
That's an
made,
awful lot.
make sure that we're getting what we need there. That's a lot of difference.
Mhm.
Do we need to sign this?
Yeah.
And the other thing I had was the 2018 bridge, all system bridge program. We need to select a designer for what, or who we want to design that bridge. We can still use Swab Eaton as we have in the past. He was the one that basically got us the award of the contract for that everything.
What's your recommendation, Swabine?
I'm fine with Swab Eaton. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to try another engineer, but I'm comfortable with Swab Eaton.
Did you say they've already been involved with this project and everything?
They're the ones
They got
that
us
developed
grant.
our contract for the.
I would probably stick with them since they know the project. I
I
mean,
think
we may,
Pauline has to have that, doesn't she?
did you have that? Did you need that?
No, I got it from,
So I mean, if we want to think about it a week and come back and next week maybe make a decision for sure. It's not a huge rush right now. I just wanted to put out that at some point we need to select a designer. And then they'll
Well-
get us a design cost and
Well, we'd have to, if we're doing our job, we'd have to see some bids, wouldn't we? Prices?
Not for design work.
Not for design work, you don't have to? Okay,
Professional services, no.
okay.
What do you think, Mr. Shealy? You think we need to look around, or since they're already familiar with this project,
Yeah,
stick with them?
I'm fine with staying with them. They've been pretty adequate and very beneficial. It seems like working with them.
I'm fine with it.
then I need a motion on that to go with them.
Do they have a proposed contract?
I don't have anything right now.
That's-
We can't.
That's what they need, is their contract.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then other, go ahead.
What bridge, what program, what bridge is this?
It's it's for the 2018 office and bridge replacement. And other than that, any discussion on ground? I mean, are we looking to purchase this year just to get us something set, or maybe next year we can settle and maybe starting construction in the new facility?
I'd personally like to get some ground attained.
And something I was thinking, if we can get something bought this winter, if we get some slow time, we can start doing groundwork, or, you know, we can start in calling around to get buildings.
Plans.
And cost, and, I don't know if there's any decision we can go with maybe soon. If not today, maybe make some offer on some ground somewhere, or what our next step is, but I would like to get that moving quickly. We don't know, our shop's not really holding up too well.
I'm for it. Kind of had to wait for things to play out as far as
Election.
elections and stuff there, but
I would say this, I'm ready to commit on the ground, maybe get some plans, but I don't know if we're gonna get the job done in 17. It may be the tail end of 17. Because you're talking some money. But
yeah.
that's my take.
I mean, ground's a start. I mean, I just want to get something started.
Okay, we got, I've never looked at the ground west of Lancaster. That ground's available. We got the ground.
That's gone.
Oh, that's already gone. Okay, we have the ground of Mr. What was his name? Cout, Mr. Cout. And then we have the ground
Yeah.
out there
We should
by the
be
landfill.
Saying,
I don't know, that may not be public. It is now, I guess. But
Well, those would be, you could go into executive session for it. Those would be very, very preliminary discussions. I mean, to my knowledge, we haven't had contact with anyone, so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think your next step would be to try to identify some ground and have people make suggestions about that. And if there's a consensus that you'd be interested in that, trying to find out whether it's for sale.
And then I don't know if there's any ground
We had
that
made an offer on before, and that's the same offer, or the same.
they didn't accept that, so that kind of. And then we had the ground at Industrial Park. That was the 3 locations that we discussed in the past, but nothing materialized.
I mean, we want to try to make another offer on that ground now. It's been a year, and see if something happens.
I think we'll have to have more discussion with that amongst the board members before we proceed.
Okay. Well, that's all I had then. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing I have right now is, you guys want an update on where we were on processing vouchers. There's 14 vouchers waiting out there to be processed. I know there's been several department heads come in to my office asking, if they can run their budget reports. We're getting close to the end of the year, wondering where they're at, and there's several accounts payables and one payroll in there. That's not including this week's accounts payable and payroll, obviously, but That's just the list.
What's the one from May 2nd?
I'm not sure what that one is.
Is all departments gonna have enough to get it through the year?
That's what they don't know because there's
Yeah.
at least 4 or 5 accounts payables
That's
out there,
payroll.
and that's what they're trying to run their budget status, but they can't get an accurate reading until those are ran.
PR's payroll.
Yeah.
So that's.
AP
Treasurer's
accounts
Department.
payable. What's RE? What's RE? What's code RE?
Receipts,
Okay.
MD is money disbursements, AP is accounts payable, and PR is payroll.
Yeah.
What's TR?
Transfers, I think. It's either transfers or tax receipts.
What's the quantity? What's the number?
How many transactions are in that voucher? So your accounts payable ones are probably higher if it was a large accounts payable one.
Sure.
So I just want to give you guys an update on that.
So, by bringing this, are you wanting us to talk to the Treasurer's Department, or are you gonna handle it? Or the department head's gonna handle this, or?
I mean, I think the department heads have inquired about
Okay.
the status, but
Nothing's been done?
I'm not sure.
So we're 2 weeks behind on vouchers.
So you guys just had mentioned that you wanted an update on that, so just giving you the information that I have.
Suggestions?
Well, we can talk with the treasurer and we can ask her what the status is, or if it's holding up other departments. I mean, we probably need to just at least inquire, see what the solution is. You know, last time we got behind, it really backlogged everything pretty bad. So
It's just with the end of the year, I mean, we're getting close that people are needing an update on where they're at, so.
yeah,
And even if it's increase in communication to let department heads know how far they are behind, because they can't run that like I can. So they usually just call me and ask me to see how up to date it is before they run their reports. And some of them went ahead and ran them thinking they're up to date until
Should we wait a week, let the air clear a little bit, or?
But that's another week down the road too.
yeah,
That's
that could be.
true,
Then
but
it could be 3 weeks behind.
We can have her come in if you, what you wanna do.
it's up to you guys. I just want to give you the information.
You wanna be present at that?
I don't need to be.
Okay,
I just wanted to give you guys the information. So.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, some of these might be us waiting, because sometimes we get stuff and we have to send it back to them. Somebody's asking Linda where she's at.
Do we want to ask her to come in then?
If she's available, I guess.
What do you want me to ask her?
I think Pat's gonna ask her.
Oh.
She's gonna take this personal.
Well, it's not.
That's why I said, should we wait a week to let the air clear? But like you said, that's just gonna back it up another week.
Well, we're part of the.
Should we, not tape this session meeting coming forward?
No.
You have to open.
It's open session,
It has
okay.
to be unless we go into executive, and that's.
That wouldn't be executive
I don't think it
matter.
meets.
I mean, that's the only reason we can shut it off is for executive. Is what I was
Yeah.
getting at. I don't know if we want to put that back or she may, if she sees that laying here, she may. Yeah.
We'll let Pat get back, that you can ask. Send that down to Patrick.
Receipts?
Receipts.
Receivables? Yeah.
Money disbursements.
So you seen the new trucks, dump trucks?
No, I just heard,
They were in.
I was talking to an employee, he said, told me
Gosh darn,
yesterday
I
that
was gonna ask if he inquired about that air compressor. I thought that was a good price.
where are we about sending an RFP out for auditor? Are we, who's?
I don't think we've sent it out. I mean, I
Sheila Van-
shared with Jamie our
Oh,
RFP that we
Sheila
sent
Van-
out. Gosh, how many years ago was that? 6?
Been a long time.
Yeah, I shared with her the old RFP, but it probably needs to be updated or gone through. I mean, I don't know who we don't have a CFO or account. I mean, who do you want to go through the RFP to see if we've got everything?
Would that fall under Jamie's?
I don't think so.
She's HR director.
Yeah.
We really don't have that position.
Hmm.
We really don't have nobody in that position to do that.
Who did it before?
The commissioners.
Commissioners?
Yeah. Well,
That's on audit?
Yeah, get an RFP for audit. I mean, we
I
talked
think I
about.
worked with you on it. I don't know if we got a hold.
I think you had one, and I've made some corrections or.
I'd gotten one from Robert Reese in Potawatomi County, and I think we've got something from somebody else and modified.
Yeah, I don't know if I have.
We're waiting on a
Copy.
voucher from the treasurer's office to get corrected, and it's October 28th. We can't proceed forward until we get that corrected.
You're waiting.
We're waiting, our office. We
Okay.
do the final balance with them, so. So I asked Linda, she said October 28th, she had to send it back over because it wasn't correct. So now we're waiting. There's a lot of Novembers out there, but we can't do it until we finally get October's done.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of at a standstill too.
So is the treasurer coming over?
I told her you wanted to talk to her concerning, and she asked what, I said more or less the daily statement or stuff.
I see her standing there, reflection in that glass door.
So if not, I guess you could send Pat next time.
Can you see the reflection ever in that door? I
I
can't.
can't see.
She's moving now, so she may be coming over. So that might be somebody else.
Back to the RFP then, if we need to do that, I think maybe that's something we need to be looking at doing. I mean, or what's our other alternative? Just staying with the same auditor, or will we have to send that out to the,
You could. I mean, you could stay with the current one. I mean, we're getting
we've been.
shorter on time. I mean, to get that out, to get adequate bids, just to get that process started, because our fiscal year ends, December 31st. So we typically have 30 days after
Okay, that's-
January.
See, I have no idea. I've never been through the process, so I don't know what that time frame is.
We need to get with Sheila.
Yes.
We had her come over. We had some questions about some vouchers, getting them balanced or whatever. You got the list, you want to go through them, or you want to show her the list, or?
We have people wanting to run some reports and things, and it's not.
They'd like to know
Current.
where they're at. Yeah.
So we're just kind of curious.
We don't process vouchers. Works offices.
Well, I just asked Linda, and she said that she's waiting on one she had to send back to her on October 28th. So we can't do any vouchers until after we get that one corrected.
that?
October 28th. I didn't ask her what it was.
I don't know what it is either. We'll find out. And Wes, find out what it is, but as far as I know,
Huh?
as far as I know, we're through that, but it's October 28th, there's a voucher not processed.
Yeah.
There's something the matter that she can't continue on.
So then what you're saying, you gotta get this October 28th to get a balance before you can proceed with these?
Yeah, you can't do, you can only, you have to go every day forward. You can't.
Does Linda know what it's about, or any, she won't know
Yeah,
about
she
it?
knows what it's about.
Well, then Linda needs to get with Sheila and see if we can get it
Yeah,
corrected,
because she's,
so.
I mean, she's talked to Amy on it, so I don't,
Oh,
she took it back over to Amy, so.
I'll go and see.
Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
I have an appointment at 11. If you remember, I had been this appointment. So, county councilor updates, if I do that real quick.
Okay.
I had mentioned to you, I think, that we had to get relief from the automatic stay from the bankruptcy court for the tax sale. That was signed by the court this past week. So I think we're down really to just 3 or 4 that we might possibly be able to find to get service on. So I will have that done one way or the other by the end of the week, either determine that we can't do it or have them done by the end of this week. I did want to talk to you about something, but I can't get my computer up and running, so it really doesn't do much sense to do it. So I'll send an email to you this afternoon.
So make a determination if there's 3 or 4 properties that are still.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Okay.
I'll either
Well, we gotta
kick them
publish
out
it
or
for 2
to
weeks,
go
so we
forward.
can't wait too
Okay,
much longer.
just to get the sale done before the end of the year. Okay.
So the determination will be done then by the end of this week, and then we'll be ready to publish,
Yeah,
and then we can set a date.
Well, you have to ask the
Yeah.
court.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Right.
There's 2 publications that have to happen. We'll be ready to do the first one.
It's just, we're still on for getting it done before the end of the year.
But yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Okay, one other thing, I think we got a commitment for the city that they're good with.
The 19th?
19th, 16th,
That was-
and where to host, are we gonna host like, cause it's gonna be like, what, 6 o'clock or something like that? Are we gonna host a meal, or are we just gonna host cookies and snacks, or what are we gonna host?
That was the 19th. It was a Monday evening.
Yes,
6
6
p.m.
p.m.
Don't we just normally have drinks and snacks?
Well, we had lunch one day, but that was a lunch meeting. We had barbecue or something. But whatever, I just thought,
We did set the date though, 19th.
correct.
Yeah.
And I think Trey okayed it at 6 p.m. at their city hall.
I guess that'd be just,
For December 19th.
yeah, December 19th, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And this is City Hall, not at the convention center. Didn't we meet
City
last
hall.
time? I think
City
thought we
hall.
met down there.
Location, yeah. That was my next question, is location.
I think it's City Hall. I'm not sure. Okay, you better get going. You got 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
Well, I have brought up a line item adjustment worksheet. So basically what this is, at the end of first quarter, I had to move monies from my grant to different line items. I moved a lot of stuff from personnel to other things. The reason I did that was when I originally did the budget, I put everything under the grant, I put everything under the reimbursement budget. That's the money we collect from doing bond supervision, doing UAs for other agencies. And when I did the main grant, all personnel, all benefits got scheduled under that, which took the majority of the money that we got from the state. I budgeted insurance extremely high because I didn't know who I would hire and what type of insurance they would need. So basically that budget was inflated, so I have some surplus in there that I want to use first before I use our reimbursement money. But if it's over a certain amount, we have to get signatures. So all the bills for, I ended up moving 11,200 over, and you can see it, it's broke down there. And then I had to get the board signature, which I did that through email.
How's your money look till the end of the year? Gonna be okay?
We're gonna be fine. I'm sure we'll have to use some of our reimbursement budget, but we'll be okay. So, this is just the
Have you
adults.
ever heard of what programs they're gonna cut, and which ones they're gonna fund? At our last meeting, the way I took it, nobody knew what was coming down the pike.
It's still kind of a,
It's up in limbo yet?
yeah. I know they're trying to get family functional therapy going, which I think the state's going to pay for. But the state, the last I knew, our meeting we had, they were in the middle of doing contract negotiations, so they couldn't really talk about anything. So we'll go from there, and then they're gonna do some more behavioral cognitive programming, so we'll see what the state comes up with.
I'd entertain a motion that you give me permission to sign off on this. Kansas Community Correction Act, the budget report, where she's transferring some money.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And you're transferring this money from where? From here, the community corrections?
It's all coming out of the community corrections budget. It's coming out of the grant tab. I'm just moving it from line items to a different line item.
You're just switching line items.
Yeah.
You wanna see the amounts, Pauline?
She's
Oh, she saw them already.
Well, I haven't told them. We have different line items.
Yeah.
Unless you wanna just make me a copy and leave it
Sure.
over there. That
I
way.
can do that. All right. Unless you have anything else for me, I'll let you get back to what you're doing.
We had you scheduled up for last week. That's what this was about?
Yes,
Or-
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I know, well, I run into you down the river, you said you didn't need to come up, so I come back and told them that you would.
Yeah, I
Not
didn't
big.
have the approval yet from the board members, so.
I see.
All right. Have a
All right.
good one.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Mhm. Anybody have anything for executive session? We have no county attorney here.
Is this something?
Well,
I have done.
that's just on a water pollution.
Oh,
Yes,
we
from
need
the state.
just to be aware of it. We don't need to sign it or anything.
You know,
I never did see anything that was
Atchison
actually
County.
Atchison County.
There had to be, they wouldn't-
Yeah, they wouldn't send it to us unless we had.
Robinson, Assyria, Greenleaf, Washington County,
there has to be the, I don't.
Plains, Ingalls,
Yeah.
Pleasanton,
Mm,
Fredonia, Cedar Point, Independence, Clay Center, Edgerton,
Osage. Maybe there isn't. Usually they do send them if there's.
Powhatan, Wetmore, Wichita, Junction City, Liberal, Liberty. Oh, here's one. Here, Muskota, City of Muskota.
Wastewater.
Right down at the end of the. It didn't even look like it was part of it. I went through this once and couldn't find it.
Could we adjourn from open session, go back in the workshop where we talk about the ground, and talk about treasurer's department?
guess we could. Do we have it listed as
No.
notice?
No. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
But we running it in the workshop this morning. We went right from canvassing the vote to
Mm-hmm.
open meeting, open session. That's why I asked.
Yeah, it's not listed.
Okay.
I didn't list a work session because I didn't think you were gonna do a work session.
Yeah, I think that's what we
Well,
talked
that's
about.
what I was just asking Mr. Sheila, can we go into that and maybe discuss the ground, not in executive session? Because we had no workshop, but that would have to be listed for us to be able to do that, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, then we'll go through this and we'll adjourn then.
Was that the only thing we had in the main packet? Okay.
We haven't,
That
we
was-
haven't got,
this was just-
we haven't got the bills from Melissa.
Are there
I didn't
checks to be
have
approved this week?
Yeah,
Should I go down and see if she's got anything?
see if you got anything ready, that's,
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. So how long will it have to take you to go through all the?
it'll take a while.
Well, I have another card that's a backup of my advance, which will be plain, so any of them that we can run through, we'll run through,
Okay.
which will be most of them.
Sure.
I gotta figure out how to do the ones that we can't count commission races.
What's your opinion on combining some voting areas? Good, bad?
I told Michelle I'd probably Huron and Lancaster I would combine.
Walnut, Mount Pleasant?
You mean just combine them to one polling place? Yeah, you could do that.
I don't know if there's any city, it's gonna be confusing with, but
Yeah, we have confusing up here, but
Yeah.
it's not as big as this
down
one.
there, yeah.
She said it'd be about 15 minutes. She just got, the last ones just came in, so she said it'll take about 15 minutes to process it.
No, I told Michelle that it's probably something she needs to look at before she even considers ordering machines,
Is
precincts,
Well,
polling places.
hopefully you two can discuss that before you leave, because Michelle won't actually know the inners and outers of the election, how it works. And somewhat, she'll know somewhat, but far as would that be good or not? So I don't know.
Well, combining Huron and Lancaster and just making it one precinct would be good, because Huron only has 100 and some people.
What's
Do
the
you
process
think-
to consolidate
do you-
precincts?
Do you think there'll be
Publication
problems?
and-
that
Yeah,
Huron
that's what I
wants to
thought.
stay separate?
Is there a vote taken or
Lancaster
no?
I don't know. I'd have to
Okay.
Fill them
see.
out?
Yeah, I
And
The only thing it'd be on voting, correct? Or are we talking everything? Are we talking the townships combined in?
no.
Oh, no.
No.
Just the voting.
Just the polling, or the
Voter
polling-
precincts.
Polling
Nice.
spots.
You wouldn't be doing anything but just of where they walk into. I mean, no
That
district would be
wouldn't
You'd
changed.
probably be good at Walnut and Mount Pleasant because of the church, and it's a big enough place that you could kind of keep them separated and have two separate doors if they'd allow you to use both doors. And they have a big enough parking space that it's not,
Yeah. That wouldn't change no districting out there, would it? Here in the land, they're in the
It's
same.
only just where they walk in to vote that day is the only thing that it would change.
and, you know,
Now, where do they vote here and at now?
At the old school, don't they? The old high school in here?
yeah, they'll high
And then in
school
Lancaster, it's,
at the city hall.
City Hall.
But I would just combine it all under one precinct, and make it Lancaster precinct instead of Lancaster Huron.
Oh, you would actually combine the precincts. Okay.
And you'd only have to have, I mean, at city elections, you still have to have Huron and you still have to have Lancaster. And you still have to have the school district, which is still your two ballots, but other than that, you would eliminate printing one ballot like at a general election or some, you know, to that effect. You can reduce your costs there. You know, Capioma's got a small number of voters. You could probably move them up to Muskota. I don't.
I think you would hear a certain amount of, why are you
Complaints.
doing that? But then, you know, if you could say, well, we're trying to make things more efficient and save money, I think maybe they would not complain too long.
And you always have advanced voting too. You don't have to wait until the day of the election to show up.
I tell you what, I like the advanced voting. I've been doing it the last couple of years. The only thing is, I suggested to Michelle, you got to get better lighting out there because that lighting was very poor over those little cupolas. Very
So we don't
poor.
have any lighting out there.
No, we need to address that. But other than that, and I think that's a growing thing. You had what, 1,700 you said, or 1,200 advanced votings? I think that's going to grow.
Almost 1,400
I think that's
walk-ins.
going to grow. I think that'll grow. Just like those people in Kansas City that waited 2 or 3 hours. You think they're going to do that next year? Or they're going to vote early? They're going to vote early.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no need for executive session. I guess we'll continue on. Any notice or communications? I'd entertain we adjourn at,
Well, can we, and do we have to?
oh, we gotta sign those.
Did she say she was going to be able to have it done?
Oh,
She
we gotta
said
sign
probably
those.
15 to 20 minutes.
So
So,
that's right, we gotta wait on that.
I think it seemed like there was something I was wanting to bring up.
I'll do that. I'm gonna take my stuff over.
All right, thank you,
Okay.
Pauline.
I guess I keep coming back that RFP then, because that's something that we need to do, or do you want to wait a year? I mean, we're gonna have to, like you say, it's, if the time's getting down, we're gonna have to make
Yeah,
a
it's just
decision on
because
it.
of, the end of the fiscal year's coming up, and
Mhm.
I think everybody's been tied up. We've been busy with obviously quite a bit, and that wasn't anything intentional. I think it's just having one person sit down and,
How many years has Melanie been doing it?
well, Reese Novelli is our auditor.
Or
So, I've been in for the 2010. So for the 2010 audit.
They've been
6
doing a
years.
good
We
job.
just, well,
Well,
we,
5
yeah,
years.
we just completed the 2015 audit, so.
From being on electric board, they advise, and I'm not saying nothing bad about Reese, every 3 to 5 years you should change, just get a different look of eyes. They may see something different because the same eyes looking at it are going to see the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I
don't
know last year
I don't know
we-
how many firms are out there or the cost or nothing about it, but
I know last year the discussion was we would do it one more year and probably,
I thought last year they did better than the year before. The year before I was very dissatisfied. We got put off to the very last.
well, that possibly could be, I don't doubt that, but I think it was so many problems that were manifesting themselves between the changeover from CIC to
That transition
was transition was
that
brutal.
Caused some problems.
So, I mean, I think maybe it was several things, and but this year seemed like it was a breeze compared to what we were getting the year before.
We're on a year to year. I mean, at the very least, if we can't get something put together, is just restate the timing of our of the 2016 audit. Yeah, the 2016 audit to be completed by set date. So we're on a year to year right now, currently with them. So, and, you talk with different counties. It's all over the board. Some will bid it out. It seems like more than not, if there's something that really isn't done wrong, they generally stay with the same auditor. It seems like
I
sometimes they'll occasionally bid it out.
Doesn't this Reese, whatever,
Reese
they-
Novelli.
they have the majority of the counties?
No,
not
it's
really.
all over the board. There's lots of
Oh,
different
oh,
firms
is it?
out there. Yeah,
Who have they had in the past here for the county?
I think it was Glenn Stecker firm for 30 years
Yeah.
prior.
Oh, okay.
Then they got in a little bit of trouble.
I think they were purchased by Peru.
Peru Accounting.
Yeah. I think we had 4 or 5 bidders the last time we sent it out. I think. But that was also like, that wasn't sent out until January or February last year, so it's kind of, accountants are very, you know, any auditing firm's pretty busy with everything else, with tax season well into that, so that could have been.
And is that Peru? Is that here in town?
Yes, it's in the Burger Building.
I think I met one of their partners at the Rotary one time. He sat down at my table. I forget his name.
We can get a list from like KEC or, I mean, there's a pretty big list of auditing firms out there in the state.
Do you think with having a new clerk and a new treasurer that having the same firm would be beneficial or not?
It might be. I mean, just the continuity. That's one piece of, one out of the 3 that's continuous. So there's some continuity with that.
So
I
we
kind of
may-
like that.
We may want to wait a year, then talk about this a year from now to let them, because they would know.
Yeah, when you have all 3 of the prongs all new,
Yeah.
they might be asking for information and stuff that might be already on an overloaded, takeover.
And
And
they
I'm
may-
fine with that. That makes a lot of sense.
And they may have some suggestions, for next year, as far as what they would like to see. I think we need to definitely in the RFP build in more hours for
But then on the other hand,
consulting.
we had a firm that's been doing it, and if we have new people in the clerk and new person in the treasurer, that would be the time to make the changes that the auditors reported. So I could see more pluses of retaining the current one than going out.
that kind of makes sense. When you can shake up the apple cart, or you can just turn it over too if you get too many things
Yeah,
going. I now that you state that, I kind of would go for keeping them.
one more year.
I had
at least.
no problem with them. It's only just I haven't been
Last
through
year,
the process of
last year they did a lot better than they did the year before, but that might have been the new, or this, the CIC system seemed like it took forever.
Well, and there were so many adjustments and things that they were waiting on that, they would find this and get that corrected, and there was another step. I mean, it was, and now that most of the accounts have been closed that needed to be closed, and so.
We was talking about auditors stay or get someone new, and I brought up, since we're gonna have a new clerk and a new treasurer, it would probably be beneficial to go with the same auditor, because they have some kind of insight.
Probably for the first year. After
Yeah.
that, you could probably.
Switch if we decided to.
Yeah, and if there was something the new auditor would catch, they're not going to be in a rut or yet, If,
Well,
if there would be any
that would give the new people in their positions a little time to learn.
little more
Learn their
stability.
job, yeah. They'd be a little bit more comfortable with it. They'd have a little bit more answers if they was asked questions. So,
Back to the city county meeting, have we really decided yet what we're going to do refreshment wise, or
I brought that up.
I know,
don't
but we just nothing was stated, said.
Well, the reason why, if they go into their meeting, that's probably, they start at what, 4-ish? Right after they get off work,
Usually stay at
4:30?
4.
I think their commission meetings start at 4:30.
You could.
Well, see, they're gonna go right into ours, and I don't know how long this could take, but
Well, 6 o'clock, yeah. So
you're
6
getting
o'clock.
into, I
You
don't know,
could
it's
probably
whatever you wanna
just
do.
Get some
Sandwiches,
shaved ham and bread and stuff, and
make some sandwiches, or,
probably cheaper than Subway, unless Walmart has. I don't know who's
Like a,
cheaper on their Subway stuff.
that would be fine too.
well, being as they're gonna be in their meeting, I'm not advocating to get a free meal, but then if we go an hour, you're gonna be 7:30, and that's getting,
Has there been an itinerary of what's going to be
I
discussed?
think that was between Pat and Trey. they
Well, I
wanna
think we can
discuss-
suggest topics that we want
Uh,
to discuss.
Yeah.
I know the only thing that I had heard on that was River Road.
River Road, they wanna discuss that.
Was there anything on the solid waste that was needing to be brought up?
We could probably do updates. You know, because other joint service updates.
Mm-hmm.
Between that and joint communications would probably be good. We should probably do a EMS update.
Oh, that, yeah.
With the new,
Yeah, I mean, just an update of where we're at with everything.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, any joint services update or
ambulance and solid waste would be two.
I was pleased to hear that the city of Atchison hired
I was too.
their fire
Mr. Graff,
Mr.
Oh,
Graff
yeah.
as the.
Ted Graff.
I've heard nothing but good about the man.
I've been very impressed with him and very
Mhm.
very pleased that he got it.
I will have to tell you, Pauline, I had the biggest laugh of our minutes last week when you had in there about the runoff water
On the hen house?
on the hen house. I had to laugh at that one. And
I
it
don't
should
even know why.
head house. You
Hen
said
house.
it.
Yeah, been a head house. Yeah.
Head house. Yeah,
Head house.
but that was funny.
I'm glad I made you day.
Yes.
I couldn't even tell you what I typed anymore. It kind of runs together.
One thing that Commissioner Knoll brought up, which I think is a good idea, is we're going to have like a checklist of like we go into executive session or whatever that we record the times, who made the motion, and change it up a little bit because we've been doing
I
it.
had a paper that, and it gave all the reasonings. I don't know what I did with it.
I'd really like to see that because as we go
One thing we
into
were notified that we're supposed to say we're back open session in the commissioner room, where we just say we're back in open session.
yeah, it has to be stated. I mean, there's so many.
Because some counties evidently,
They recess.
the commissioners recess versus the crowd, so then they state that, I guess.
Yeah, but even though, and it was stated in that opinion on that one that
Yes.
Pat sent us, that we actually need to say that we are going to open back up in the commission room at a certain time. I think in some instances possibly we said that we will go into like a 20-minute, and we didn't state the exact time that we were supposed to open back
We're
up.
supposed to say, what time we're gonna open back up versus how long we was gonna stay out.
Yeah, and just things like that. And
Small
I
things.
thought that if we had a checklist that, we kind of go down, that it would be a reminder that we hit all of those points.
Mm.
And,
Excuse me.
I try to put the time that you're going in and going out. sometimes.
Well, I thought that was good, but then Pat said, no, they wanted to be a little bit more specific.
Oh, like 20 minutes starting.
We are going to adjourn at this time, we are gonna open at this time versus we're gonna go into executive session for 20 minutes.
and I don't know if it's ever been done, but I know in the examples that he cited, another thing that I thought you could go into executive session to discuss two different topics, but you can't. You have to go in to the one, break back, and then go back into another executive session.
You're
So-
not supposed to discuss, yeah. You're only supposed to discuss what you actually say you're going to discuss.
Well, I thought if you said it before and went in, you could have multiple topics in one executive session if it was stated going into it. I know you're not supposed to start it and then deviate into another topic without being specific, but it'd have to be come back out.
You have to look.
Oh, okay, you're gonna enroll me in Eric, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, thank
I
you.
found you on my thing, but I need something bigger.
And then you're just gonna charge it to the county, or?
I'm just gonna have them bill it to us.
Okay,
They'll bill it to us.
Okay. Now, I had filled out information, but I didn't press
Sand?
purchase or sand on that because when I
You
got,
don't wanna go?
so I doubt if that would be listed because I never did make any payment options or anything like that, so I'm sure it wasn't
It's like a
separate.
day
I
and a
gotta
half.
find my,
Thursday and
Well,
Friday
Look
morning.
Let me look and see. Let's see if I got anything.
The only thing that I would be the weather.
Oh, also,
Be the
have you been to
the
this where the
Yeah.
KFC is
That's the only
tomorrow?
thing
Have you
that's
been there in
Snowy,
Kansas
I don't
City?
know. It was a 2-day
Where
deal. I
is
think we ended up
is
staying
that
there like
kinda
that night because it was
south
kind
of
of
435?
bad weather. It was about the same time of the year.
Like
I think Tom might have
69
been to it because
highway,
Tom was the
I
first one that ever told me about
I
it.
think it's down off of Metcalf, so
Where's
I
it
think
at,
you can
too?
go,
Right down there where they.
Oh
have
yeah,
the
yeah,
farm
Capital Plaza. Yeah.
You know, that might,
435, can't you? Get
I hate,
it?
I hate to spend money, but we probably need to consider maybe staying that night.
It's
Well,
11
you,
and
you can
12.
if you want. I mean, we don't have to do the same
Cause it's
thing.
not
But,
gonna get out till 6:30 if the weather's bad.
yeah, but I want to be home. My parents are down there, so
Okay, alright,
I need to go back home. But
alright, I can do the same thing. Okay.
We heard from a accounts payable.
she's supposed to bring them over when they're done.
For those who are watching, there's a little lull here. We're waiting on the sign off on accounts payable, and then once we do that, we will officially adjourn. So we're just kind of discussing in general stuff.
It's at 6100 College Boulevard.
What's that?
Finding your way tomorrow.
Tomorrow, KAC.
Oh,
You want me to forward this so that you can just pull it up?
Well, I've got the address, but I hadn't seen it on the map.
To
and
me,
I
it'd
just thought,
be what?
don't you swing around, clear down to on
435.
435, and then
Correct.
it's just right south. You would probably turn
Yes.
south,
yes,
and College is like
east
just
and west,
yeah, right south of 435 down through. there.
correct.
Okay, I can find it.
From Interstate at 70 West, take I-435 south to Knoll Avenue, it says here at the top of the next. From west.
It must be quite a ways east then on College
Well,
Boulevard.
it's
Small.
Overland, isn't it down by Overland Park?
It's in Overland Park.
I've gone before, I think it's, I always took 435 to Kavera and took off Kavera to College. That's probably,
I always go 435 to Metcalf South, and then hit College
Metcalf.
Boulevard.
some of that's kind of confusing.
Depends on what the address is. But if it's over by Knoll, that's on the east side of.
Okay, so we are at the Sheraton, so that will be where the
That's a Sheridan right there at Metcalf, isn't it? Right there.
No, I think I could have just given you.
Yeah, I told you. Just like kept walking.
I figured I'd walk you extra steps.
Thank you.
Get out my work.
Are you available to go to that CFS dinner?
Oh, yeah, I should be.
Okay, I'll see you there then.
Okay.
I think that was at 6 p.m. I believe.
I don't know if you said anything to Linda, but make sure you say something to Linda about what that's about, so
Yeah, I already told her.
you already told her, okay. We'll get that
She
straightened
said
out.
She looked at it over and asked her, but she took it back twice to Amy to work,
Now,
cause,
Amy's
Oh.
gone, correct?
was she gone today?
No, that was Emma that she let go, wasn't
No,
Emma?
Stormy's gone in that Lacey's. No, we can't, all we do is balance to what they send over, but you gotta have zeros when you do all your stuff, and it wasn't correct. So hopefully they'll call CIC and get it corrected so we can move on.
Well, we've been in CIC now, what, 2 years? 3?
Two, November.
I think it was over exaggerated how good it was going to be.
I think it seemed like it was a pretty good fit for some departments and other departments not, from what I've gotten. Of course, I came in after the fact, so I didn't
Yeah.
know what it was like before.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion we adjourn at 11:24.
So moved.
Second?
So moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0. We're officially adjourned. Thank you, Pauline.
Thank you.
Thank you.